Good afternoon. This lesson is going to be about code of practice, and we'll go through further on from what we do today into further parts of code of practice. But the fact is, I'm a big fan of code of practices. Code of practice, when used properly, is an absolute marketing tool for the people using the code of practice. Now, there's a couple of things you need to understand. First of all, codes of practice are not enacted by law. They're not enacted by the government. They're an agreement that a group of people have come up with to govern, as I'll go through in a bit later on, the main areas of production. You only have to agree with the code of practice once you join the organisation. That's the only time that compulsion is involved. If you don't want to join the organisation, you don't get to use the code of practice. But the code of practice is a major marketing tool, mainly because it gives the buyer confidence that what he's doing or what he or she is doing is going to be for benefit, that they have a guarantee of quality, they have a guarantee of supply. That's why at the other end, the buyer likes to have a code of practice. Now, when we go through the rest of the lessons, we see within the code of practice about 4 areas. One is it deals with production, and there'll be a special lesson just on that. Another one on pesticides. Now, as you well know, pesticides are a major issue amongst buyers at the moment. Another area will be worker welfare, and again, we'll be doing a session on that. And finally, there is the issue of sustainability and the environment. Now, when we started doing this in the Solomon Islands, they didn't actually have a written code of practice, but negotiations between the buyers and the sellers produced what we'd call a code of practice. The big difference there was, though, the growers could actually come into the buyer, it was about a 30-kilometre distance, and the buyer could actually go out to the growers and see what they were doing. So to some extent, because of this closeness, where one could go and see what the other was doing, there was no need to have an absolutely detailed code of practice. But nevertheless, in the Solomons, we had a code of practice, and that made us different from all the competitors. Buyers did not have the same confidence when they bought from our competitors. Because they bought from us and we had a code of practice, we had an advantage over them. So to me, a code of practice, yes, it's a series of standards, and yes, it may seem to be difficult, but that set of standards marks you out from all your competitors and gives the buyers confidence. So when you think of a code of practice, I'd like you to think this is a vote of confidence by buyers in us. And as I said, over the next couple of lessons, we'll go through the main issues of production, pesticides, worker welfare, and sustainability and environment. Thank you.